Hello, I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and you come to me for hard facts. The world keeps turning, and you're trying to keep up.
The fight against coronavirus has the Oxford...
But there's so much noise drowning out the news. Talking heads, broadcast messages, press releases. They're telling you their side, but you just want the facts. And that's why you come to me. I give you the statistics without spin. Out of 116 million working age Nigerians, 35.5 million are employed full-time. That's 30%. I give you the context. I give you the history. I fight fake news with facts.
Kayode. No, Kayode, I will let you talk. Kayode, I will let you talk if you let me talk. Kayode.
That's why more and more Lagosians are tuning in. 500,000 Lagosians.
720,000.
970,000. Over 1 million Lagosians. They know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, on all you do, going beyond the headlines and focusing on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
First hard fact of the day, 89 confirmed cases yesterday, COVID cases. It's a small number, but there's no data from Lagos yet. We've probably, we are probably going to be getting those numbers by tomorrow. In the meantime, keep taking your precautions. I had a conversation with a doctor friend of mine who is practicing in Port Harcourt, and he was telling me how the numbers are much higher than are being reported. He says that infection rates are higher, death rates are higher than is currently being reported. So please remember, of course, that we're not testing enough people. We're not keeping enough records. So please just do all you can to be safe. Limit your movement. When you must go out, whether you're going to work or to buy essentials, wear a mask. Keep your distance from people. And wash and sanitize your hands. Second hard fact of the day, 4%. That's how many Nigerians will be vaccinated against COVID by the end of the year. That's according to the Vice President. So make sure that you're one of the 4% who will be vaccinated by the end of this year. Vaccinations are ongoing. Go to the primary healthcare center nearest to you for your first dose. But if you are due for your second dose, go back to where you got the first one. Remember that you don't have full protection until you get both doses. If it was rough when you took your first dose and you're worried, well, see how well you are now. It's normal with vaccines. A lot of vaccines give people a fever, or they give you some body ache for some people, but for most people you don't even feel a thing. So just pop an aspirin and you'll be fine. All right, make sure you go back for that second dose. Now, if you are a parent, you have a 13 to 17-year-old child, please get on our website and register them for the I Beg to Differ tournament. Hard Facts is organizing a debate competition for teenagers. If you are between 13 and 17-year-old must still be in secondary school. If you are 17 and you're still in secondary school, you're eligible to win ₦1 million by submitting auditions for a debate. It's an audio audition, so don't submit video. Audio audition, upload it on our website, and we're going to listen to how you debate, and then we're going to choose you if we think that you did a good enough job in your audition. There will be quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals, and at the final we will choose the best debater, and that person will get ₦1 million from Nigeria Info, just to say well done and invest in your future, because education is very important, and if we can help, we try to help. This is why 1 million Lagosians listen to Hard Facts, and they cannot be wrong, because they get a chance to win ₦1 million. Make sure your kid starts listening to the show. I have a great one for you, starting with the big three. We'll talk about a Lagos motorist accusing the task force of shooting him after they made a bus driver bash his car. Then let's talk about the Nollywood actress who is accused of torturing her nanny after she's accusing her own nanny of trying to drug her son. So she's accused of torturing her nanny, but she's accusing her nanny of trying to drug her son. So let's talk about that as well on today's Big Three. Then we'll talk about President Buhari warning the terror groups in the Northwest right after the attack in Sokoto. Chukwudi will bring you Community U report on the big hard fact. We'll take a look at the road to 2023. I told you before that from now until next election, we're going to be looking at political landscape, at the political landscape in general, every couple of weeks. And today there's a lot of ground to cover. So much has happened in the last few weeks in the political space, right? It's going to be a conversation between just you and me, no guests, it's you and I. We'll talk about the state party congresses. We'll talk about Mogalu's move to ADC. We'll talk about Sonolu's endorsement of Tinubu and so much more. So make sure you're here at 5 o'clock when that conversation takes the air. As usual, we'll have news updates for you every hour. On the hour, we'll try and give away some money on the show as well today because it's still our birthday and we're trying to make sure that as many people as possible win some money. But let's get into the Big Three. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, by the way, and these are your hard facts.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three on the Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
How can task force be made more accountable? Nannies or employers, who troubles who more? This is a conversation I'm very interested in hearing your answers to. Nannies or employers, who troubles who more? And is security rising, declining, or remaining the same? Those are your Big Three, Lagos. Let's talk. We've got WhatsApp 080-959-75805. If you're abroad, you can join the conversation via Skype. Skype is Nigeria Info FM. We're streaming live, hopefully on Facebook. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. We're also streaming live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. A Lagosian says that task force officers shot him after damaging his car. That's our first story. Of course, by task force, I mean the Lagos State Environmental and Special Offences Enforcement Unit. The victim's name is Bamidele Ajala. He's a bank branch manager. He says that last Tuesday, he was driving in Oshodi, minding his business, when a bus swerved out of its lane and hit him. It turns out the bus driver was struggling with area boys, allegedly working with the task force. They were trying to take control of the bus and they were fighting for the steering with the bus driver. That's how the collision happened. Ajala decided to hook the driver, go down to the police station, settle it. That's when allegedly the main task force members came. Not the area boys now, the guys that the area boys were working for. So they took the driver from Ajala, they got into the bus, they sped off. Ajala chased them. That's when, according to him, they shot his car tires. He says the task force officials came over, beat him up, and when onlookers tried to save him, the task force allegedly started shooting and a bullet hit him in the hand. Ajala says he wants justice. But the task force says that he should look elsewhere. Rahim Badeinka is one of their spokespersons, and he said, quote, "Not all policemen are part of the task force. There are some people who parade themselves as task force officials, but they are not. Regarding his case, it has to be proven beyond reasonable doubt that the policemen are actually task force men," end quote. And that's an interesting point, don't you think? And it highlights what is possibly a very big problem. You can't identify most of the officials you meet on the road. Most of the time, they're not wearing uniforms, and most of those without uniforms don't have any ID cards on them. But shouldn't government officials enforcing laws be required to identify themselves so that their actions can be properly tracked and assessed? Now, you have critics of the task force and other agencies who say that this lack of ID is done on purpose so that they can deny involvement. So you hear Gbade Inka say you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that it was us. And the question is, are the agencies themselves creating doubt on purpose by operating in a way that makes it very easy to deny later on? And if that's what's happening, what should the government be doing about it? What do you think about Bamidele Ajala's case? The bank branch manager who was minding his business in traffic and somehow ended up with a shot out hand. What do you think about the task force's response? What are your thoughts on the operating procedure of enforcement agencies? Women, call me on 014657190. 014657190. Men, call me on 0700 993 993 993 0700 993 993 993. We've got two more stories coming your way and they're really, really good. So let's talk to Alex first and then we'll head on to a few more callers. Each caller gets 60 seconds because we want to take as many calls as possible. Hi, Alex.
Yeah, hi, Sandra. How's it going today?
Very well. Go ahead.
Good. You see, I said to you a few days ago that what we call law enforcement here, law enforcement agency here, is like a criminal organization. They are fashioned to work like that. They are fashioned to be able to deliver results just like that. Now you are hearing what they are telling a civilian. You have to prove beyond reasonable doubt.
Right.
Does it surprise you, Sandra, that in 2021, the Nigerian government is still battling ghost worker syndrome? With ordinary technology, simple, not anything complex, simple technology, you can kill ghost worker syndrome. But because they never want you to have proof of anything, is government worker, even BVN, they are the ones who refuse to go and set up their BVN with the bank. You see, our system is built to be able to function to the advantage of our political elite, and it's not positive. And that's where we find ourselves today. There will be more complaints to come. There is no accountability because you can just not have it. That's how we work. Thanks, Sandra.
Thank you, Alex, for calling. And she did all of that in 1 minute. 99.3, hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
That will be what will be here in this state. And that personality everywhere. That's I've been there with the African, but I've been like that before.
Okay.
And that was it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. 99.3. Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi. What's your name, ma'am?
Victoria.
Welcome.
Sandra, you see this country, it's unfortunate that I just have 60 seconds, but the way I'm boiling right now, this country is bullshit.
Okay.
I must say that.
Language.
Yeah, have you seen escort vehicle? Government escort vehicle without plate number. They will drive their hit your vehicle, and you don't have anything to hold them down to. I don't understand. How will you put a car on the road without a plate number? Is that constitutional? The system, like Alex said, the system is just designed to favor them. And until we stand up and speak out, they'll just continue to exploit us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Victoria, for calling and keeping it under 60 seconds. 99.3, hello. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. 99.3, hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
This is Olabidele on the line.
You've got 60 seconds.
Yeah, precise. The case of this person that was harassed by the tax force officers. Seriously, I will tell you that is exactly what they are doing. Because likely I have a same likely case with them, even with this Lamata so-called at Ojota side, which the case happened June 1st. And I can tell you precisely till this moment, I decided deliberately because after I went to the mobile court, being charged for 50,000 to pay from the mobile court because I proved them that even that they destroyed my car. I think that's where the consideration was given, because they said I applied the BRT lane, and because of this, they've even lost my vehicle, vehicle, automatic car. They even destroyed the same car, because by the time they try to tow it, because they use the sharp iron to they also call a ripper to destroy the two tire of the passenger side, and they now saying they are proving to me that I refuse deliberately not to to drop the car key, which even they took my car from me. They collected everything, because at the time they locked the vehicle, the vehicle. Why they, unfortunately for them, they couldn't wind up the vehicle. But why I now came back to them to say that I want to pick some confidential documents in the vehicle. That's 2 days later. They now detected that. Now the report they are now posting to me, or giving the response to my lawyer now, is that I didn't drop the key. Even I was attempting to kill one of their staff or whatever, with the tax officer, like that. And I was being harassed, beaten and everything. But now, to their own last man people, what they are now proving to me is that I refused to drop my key, because I said my car key, my token, my bank token is there, my house key is there, and they are just doing everything. That's why I left the car there with them. And despite the fact I've been charged 50,000 from the mobile call, but I'm still looking for a justice, because I can't just take it just like that with them. That is right, because I can't just say, how could this be happening? That's why I reported to even some fundamental human rights, but I could see that maybe they are not doing the work very well. Yet I've not been satisfied with the judgment I'm getting from them.
I'm very sorry that you're experiencing that. It's quite a sad experience. But thank you so much for calling and sharing with us. We've got Engineer Christian in Ejibo on the line now. Hello, Engineer Christian. Welcome.
Sandra, my good sister. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
There were one day call. That was the day.
It was fine. You've got 60 seconds.
Yeah. You have taken my time a lot.
Sorry.
See, Sandra, it's a good thing you brought up this issue.
Okay.
There was a day that Sheriff Quadri brought up this issue. We discussed about it.
Okay.
See, you see the activities of these task force people in Lagos is becoming something else. Can you hear me?
Yes,
we've had end task protest. I think the next protest we are going to have in Lagos is end task force.
Okay.
Yes. There was something that they did some couple of weeks back at Shasha roundabout.
Okay.
How can you say you are a task force? You are in police uniform with gun and your Black Maria and everything. Then you employ the services of area boys. Do you know what they are doing?
What?
They are targeting Okada people at Shasha roundabout near GT Bank. These Okada people guys will just be going without knowing that another Okada being driven by these area boys. 2 people, one driving the Okada, the other one is with a stick, 4x4 stick. When he comes close to that Okada man that is carrying his passenger, he will use that stick and push them down.
Interesting. Engineer Christian, thanks for bringing that to our attention. By the way, League of Extraordinary Nigerians that airs every Thursday at 4 will not be distributing the textbooks that they promised to this week. They're going to be doing it on a future date, right? Okay, so the distribution of the school textbooks will not happen this Thursday because Onyi won't be here on Thursday. But when she's back, she will announce when she'll be giving out those textbooks. And she just wanted to have me inform you about that change. But yeah, back to our first story. If you just tuned in, Lagos, we're talking about a Lagosian who said that task force officers shot him after damaging his car. His name is Bamidele Ajala, and he told his story about minding his business, generally in traffic, and the next thing, a bus drove into him, and the reason the bus drove into him was because area boys were trying to grab the bus and they were dragging steering with the driver, and so the guy swerves and hits his own car. So he comes down to hook the driver. You must fix my damage. And then the main task force people, not the area boys who allegedly work for the task force people, allegedly came, let the bus driver go, drove off with the bus driver in the bus driver's bus, and then the man whose car was damaged in a collision caused by allegedly the task force people. He chased after them, and then they shot his car tires out, and then they they parked the bus allegedly, came down from the vehicle and allegedly started beating Bamidele. And when a crowd gathered and tried to intervene, the task force people allegedly shot in the air to try and disperse the crowd, and one of the bullets hit Ajala's hand. So that's the story from Bamidele. But task force themselves claim that, well, if you're looking for justice, we're not the ones who will give you justice, because not all policemen are part of the task force. Some people parade themselves as task force officials, but they're not. And your case, you have to prove it beyond reasonable doubt that a policeman was actually a task force man. So that's waiting to happen for there. That's what's going on over there. What do you think about it? What do you think about what the task force had to say? What do you think about Bamidele Ajala's case? What do you think about the operating procedure of enforcement agencies in Lagos? 01465-7190 for women. For men, 0700-993-993-993. We want to take as many calls as possible, so we're giving everybody 60 seconds to make their point. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
Thank you for calling. What's your name?
Chinedu.
Chinedu, welcome. You've got 60 seconds.
Okay. These guys are just, I don't know. Like coming from what's it called? Abulegba going to Yanabaja. Immediately you descend that bridge. The BRT lane is facing the bridge. So if you don't know, you drive straight into the BRT lane. No sign, nothing. And someone called Chukwudi yesterday, complained about it. He has not even entered. He just saw that he's about to enter. He just was his out. They blocked him. And they took him. Immediately they drove his car into that BRT lane. They took a picture of it and took the guy to Alausa, and he paid 70,000 after so much negotiation. These guys are just everywhere, and they have, why people you know them is they have their vest. They write task force, LAG, Lagos State LFG task force on their body, and they are everywhere. They are arresting for the most useless thing.
It's quite sad. Thank you for calling us. We appreciate it, Chinedu. Let's take a few comments off of Facebook. Bright says, how can task force come and hijack the driver from the police station? If so, the police should be held responsible. Bright Idigo, with that message on Facebook. Joseph Benjamin says, task force cannot be made accountable in Lagos. All right. Thank you, Joseph Benjamin, for your message. Let's take a look at messages on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. I have a few seconds before I have to take a break, so I'm hoping that I can take a look at those messages as quickly as possible. Okay, my WhatsApp is doing like this, like that, so I may not be able to take a look at those messages, but not to worry. When we come back from the break, we'll look at WhatsApp messages, plus tell you about Wumi Toriola, who is a Nollywood actress. And she told us a very interesting story about her nanny and her son. Don't go away.
It's time to hear from the next generation of Nigeria Info listeners. You can win 1 million naira in the I Beg to Differ tournament. Hosted by Sandra Ezekwesili. Are you between 13 and 17 years old? Do you live in Lagos? Are your debate skills awesome? Then go over to www.nigeriainfo.fm and register for the I Beg to Differ tournament. Entries close on the 20th of October, 2021.
Download the Flash Gas app, available on Google Play and App Store.
Available only on the island.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. It's 28 minutes now past 3 o'clock. Our second story is the police case between Wumi Toriola and her nanny. Toriola is a Nollywood actress. Moturayo Aziz cares for her son. Aziz claims that on Friday, while she was alone with the boy, he started feeling sick. So she gave him medication, paracetamol, cough medicine, and vitamin C. She then says Toriola called her because she was monitoring them on CCTV through her phone. She accused Aziz of drugging her son to make him unconscious and said that she'd been doing it repeatedly. Aziz claims that this was the first time she'd ever given the boy medicine, and it was medicine that the mother bought. Anyway, the mother came home. Aziz said Toriola wanted to take her to the police, so she entered the car with her because she had nothing to hide. But allegedly, they did not go to the police at first. Instead, Aziz says that Toriola took her to the security post of her estate where she beat her up. Then she allegedly took her back to the house and locked her up in a room. Later, her husband allegedly came home with a soldier who allegedly flogged her with a horsewhip. She claims the couple said that they would keep her locked in the house for 3 weeks while they monitor their son. But finally, they took her to the police station where she signed an undertaking. After that, she claims Toriola left her on the road after beating her up again. She now went back to the police to file her own complaint. So that's the nanny's side of the story. Now, this is the mother's side of the story. She says that before the incident, her son, who is usually very active, had suddenly started sleeping a lot. He was sleeping so much that she became worried. And so when she saw Aziz on CCTV giving him medicine without her permission, she put 2 and 2 together. She believes that Aziz had been drugging her son so that he will sleep and she can press her phone. Also, she claims her neighbors told her that Aziz beats her son outside the house. Allegedly, she takes him outside to avoid the CCTV in the house. So once she saw her giving her son the drugs, she called and warned her, then came home. She says that she did try to beat Aziz, but Aziz dodged the slap. Then her husband took Aziz to the police station. And she says they let Aziz go because her mother called to beg them. But now that Aziz has reported her to the police, she says that she's reactivating the case and that she has enough evidence to convict her. And I want to hear your views on this case. But beyond this case, let's talk about the issues that it brings up, right? And the first issue it brings up is childcare itself. I know that for a lot of parents, right, this is a big problem. This is a big concern. You know, how do you trust the people to whom you hand your kids over? How do you ensure that either you can monitor what they do or you can make them feel a sense that they can't get away with doing the wrong thing with your children, you know? So it's a big concern for parents. It's a big issue. It's a big fear. But there's the other side of the equation, and that's where the nannies and other childcare professionals come in. Are they put under too much scrutiny sometimes? How often do they get treated badly, maybe due to their employer's paranoia? And then, of course, there's the question of how these domestic issues are resolved. You know, Aziz is claiming that she suffered all kinds of physical abuse. Toriola denies all of it, but she admits that she did try to slap her. Even that slap self would have been against the law, by the way, you know, and also against the employer-employee ethics. My boss on Nigeria Info can't walk into the studio and slap me, no matter how badly I mess up on air. Your boss in the office cannot slap you if they have sense, right? So why should anyone slap their nanny? But this is a complex, nuanced topic, and I really want to hear what you think about it. Also weigh in on this as well, because there are bad domestic workers, right? And there are bad, abusive oga and madams. Which one do you think is more common? I feel like I've asked this question on Hard Facts before, but which one do you think is more common, Lagos? Which woman's account rings more true for you? You heard both sides of the story. What do you think about the challenges of properly ensuring child safety in the childcare situation? Women, call me on 014657190. Men, call me on 0700-993-993-993. Yes, you can still talk about our first story, the task force story, and how that went down. You can tell us what you think about Bamidele Ajala's story. You can tell us what you think about the task force's response. And you can tell us what you think about the operating procedure of enforcement agencies. Or you can simply focus on our second story. What do you think about the both sides of the story that you just heard? Which woman's account rings more true for you? How do we create a domestic work environment where the rights of all parties, the employer or the employee or the children, are respected? And who is more likely to be problematic, domestic workers versus domestic employers? Remember, you've got 60 seconds. We've got Joy in Abulegba on the line. Hi, Joy.
Okay, yes. Sandra, let me start with the last one you mentioned.
Okay.
Both are very rampant. Okay. Both the madam or whoever, the employer, and also the nannies. We have both of them on the same level of wickedness, and they are very rampant. I do tell people that if you are not emotionally stable, if you cannot tolerate people, I don't think you have any need for you to have anybody to come and stay with you. You understand? Now, we have all these agents out there, the so-called agent, I said they help you to bring nannies. They do not do any due diligence. So you just bring people from anywhere, and these people have issues. And when you leave them with your children, they do all sorts of things. You understand? Like the issue of drugging her child, that is also cannot be ruled out. Okay. Now, if she is educated as she claims that she is, what she should have done is she should have taken her child to the hospital so they can check, do a proper check on the child and see if there's any overdose of any sort of drug. Then she can then go and do a proper report than for her to take laws into her hand, because with anger, this is your child. You don't know what you can do. Do you understand? You can even hit her with anything, and the person will die. And people will not even want to know, it's because of overdrug or all that. They will tell you, what did you do first before you start raising your hand on that person. Now, people should be very careful. You don't just take anybody as a domestic staff to take care of your children. Now, for the task force, Nigeria, we are not serious people, because if you're serious, if you're sending your the political out or task force to go and checkmate people, what stopped you from employing telling them to wear a cam? Do you understand? So you will know who is at fault. Is it the people, is it the civilians that are troubling are at fault, or is it the task force people? So by so doing, you can checkmate who is at fault, but they don't do that. See?
Joy, thank you very much for calling. I know she had more to say, but remember, everybody gets 1 minute. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
Thank you for calling.
Good afternoon, Joy.
Good afternoon.
Sandra Dali.
Good to have you on the show, ma. What's your name?
Yeah, you know what?
What?
You think you don't recognize that in Lagos. Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. In Lagos?
Okay. That the task force environmental and these people that monitor the vehicle, the responsibility of them is not. They don't even know their responsibility. Okay. So it is also we the public to help them to spell out their role on the road, the task force.
Okay.
That is what they call them. And then the area boys they are using to accompany themselves is wrong.
Okay.
If they cannot do the work, then let them employ more people to support them. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
Okay. They're supposed to have a booklet given to all drivers Hence, all driver has driver license. The responsibility of the task force on the road should be spelled out. And then when there are mistakes, they have their office to iron it out. They don't do that. As regards to the housemaid and the mistress, you can see why things are turning upside down. If you know you are a woman, you value your work more than the children you have or the child you have. Then take your child to the place of work along with the housemaid. When they are closing, you come down with them so that you can have good monitoring over them. You cannot eat your cake and have it all over again.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling. We've got Francis in Victoria Island. Hi, Francis.
Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
I'm in wine. Sandra, you are too popular.
I am?
You are too popular. Somebody, they send you message to another radio. When they read the message and mention your name, I laugh.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Sandra, you are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, on this issue of nannies, I think the agent should do more better job.
Okay.
Because the person who is employing somebody is bringing in the person with good intention.
Okay.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah. So all these things will happen. So the agent that bring in the nanny, they are the one that should do a thorough job. And the people that are employing the nanny shouldn't be desperate because you need somebody. You quickly just bargain in like that and pick up somebody like that. You know. So on the issue of tax force, Sandra, are you with me?
I'm with you.
I strongly want to believe that the authorities, they are listening to this your show now. If you should say something otherwise now, I think they will come after you, right? And they are listening to the callers and they are bringing in all these complaints. I'm appealing to Lagos State government, especially our own governor, Sowolu. He should do something about it because we are the people that govern, and the security cannot keep on abusing us every now and then.
All right. Thank you, Francis, for calling. If you just tuned into the show, we've told you about a man who says task force officers shot him after damaging his car. And task force said to him that he has to prove that the people who shot him were actually task force. Then we've told you the story of a Nollywood actress who says that her nanny drugged her son so that he'll sleep while she presses her phone. And the nanny says that the Nollywood actress, Wumi Toriola, tortured her and accused her falsely of drugging her son. I told you the story just before you tuned in. Now, which woman's account do you think sounds more true? Which one rings true for you? And what do you think about the challenges of properly ensuring that your child is safe when they're getting care from a nanny? And who do you think is more likely to be problematic, the nanny or the madam or the oga of the house? How do we create an environment, a domestic work environment where everybody's rights are protected? Both the madam, both the oga, both the child, both the nanny. How do we ensure that everybody's rights are protected? 014657190. Women, call me on that number. 014657190. Men, call me on 0700-993-993. Hello, thanks for calling us.
Hello, Sandra.
Thank you for calling. Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Sarah. I'm calling from Makuku.
Welcome. Hello?
I want to talk about the madam and the nanny.
Go ahead.
I believe that story on the madam.
Okay.
Both of these nannies, they are so wicked.
Okay.
I'm sure she's giving that child sleeping drugs so that she can press her phone to me. I believe that Madam Toriola. I believe her. She should pursue the case to the detective.
Okay. All right. Thank you for calling. We've got Shinuade in Ogba. Shinuade, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Sandra. Like one of the callers said, that both of them may be on the troublesome level. Let's assume that the housekeeper has even been so nasty
as a woman, why do you take laws into your hands? Why would you lock up someone in your room for days or for hours? What happened to reporting the matter? What happened to taking the person to police station? What happens to looking for evidence you can present so the right enforcement could take care of the situation? Let's even give her the benefit of the doubt that the lady, the housekeeper, did everything wrong. Was that the right thing for her to do? Lock her up and try to slap her? It doesn't make sense. And I don't want to believe that she doesn't have a part of the story. She must have been treating the housekeeper wrongly. Before a housekeeper tries to drug a child, I don't even want to imagine it. I don't want to think it's happening. But let's assume it happens. Something must have gone wrong between two of them. And so whenever you're not okay with someone working with you, please let them go.
All right. Thank you, Shinwade, for calling us. Let's go to WhatsApp now, where we've got a ton of messages. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Did she in any way authorize her nanny to administer medication to her son whenever the child is sick? The lady was wrong to go to such a length by attempting to beat her employee. Dominic Afeng in Ikorodu with that message there. The case should be properly investigated. If it was true, no matter what, no one has no right to assault or abuse anyone, including their employees. If at all there was an issue with the child's safety, the employer has no right to abuse or assault the employee. It's the risk employers should be prepared to take, leaving their children with other people. The employers should have reported to the police, not attempt to assault her or abuse her. In this case, the employers should be charged for assault and abuse. Ade also says, in law, the governments are liable for the conduct of their officers under what we call vicarious liability. It's obvious that the officials don't know the law. Nigeria has become a lawless nation with its officials completely lawless. The governments should be held liable for such rubbish and nonsense of its officers. No silly excuses. It isn't their fault because they employ thugs into their task force with little or no training. They get protection from their godfathers, godmothers, political leaders, politicians, royal fathers, religious leaders, etc. This rubbish and nonsense can never ever happen abroad. Ade from Surulere with that message. Ade, thank you very much. We've got Ajala Bamidele, who is hold on. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to give them your number to try and give you a call. How's that? Because he said he's listening to the show, Mr. Bamidele, and he's trying to call in to the conversation. Ordinarily, I will call you. You know what? Let me call you myself. Let me see. Hold on. The number is not connecting. I don't know what's happening with that. But we're going to keep trying to get in touch with you, Mr. Bamidele. This is Sandra, by the way. We've got more people who are sending us messages via WhatsApp. President Sandra, Task Force Lagos controls the narrative in Lagos. Relegation of other police officers in the back burner. They're everywhere. Most motorists fear them. If you are arrested and taken to a Lausa, you don't have any options. You have to pay. Bayo from Ikeja with that message. All right, let's move on to our final story. You can talk about the first two, not to worry. But yes, with our final story, the president has strong words after the Sokoto attack. Terrorists attacked a market in Goronya local government area, Sokoto, on Sunday. That's the third market attack in 2 weeks in that state. They shot and killed dozens of traders and shoppers. And President Buhari has condemned the attack. He's told those behind it that their days are numbered. Garba Shehu, the president's spokesperson, said, quote, the bandits are living in fool's paradise of invisibility, but reality will soon dawn on them harder than before. The bandits are currently under desperate pressure because of the intense and sustained air and ground operations against them in their hideouts, by our security forces. The cowardly attacks on innocent people by the bandits show a rare guard action of criminals under pressure. But they will have no place to hide, and our gallant security officers will not relent in the current offensive to defeat these callous enemies of humanity. End quote. So the president believes that these groups are on their last legs, and that's why they are now lashing out at more civilian targets out of desperation. In fact, the president says the situation is so under control that media houses should change their language. So he's saying that instead of saying rising insecurity, for example, that media houses say decreasing insecurity. And I want to know if you agree that the current situation warrants the change in language, this particular change in language. Do you think so? Meanwhile, Governor Tambuwal of Sokoto may not agree. He has asked the military to send more personnel and resources to his state. The question is, of course, whether a decreasing security situation will call for more troops or fewer. But, you be the judge of that. 01465 7190 0700 993 993 993. That's the Sokoto situation. Lagos, what do you think? And you can talk to me about the first two stories as well. So we brought you the story of the task force, and we brought you the story of the Nollywood actress versus her nanny. Dan Baba is on the line. Hi, Dan Baba. Good to have you on the show.
Sandra, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I want to react to the story of the nanny and the madam.
Okay.
I give people nanny, driver, and house help.
Okay.
Yeah, first of all, let me tell you that in my own house, I have a girl that does almost everything for me in my house.
Okay.
I have never one day since she came into my house insult her before. And I realized that because I talk to her with respect, she treats me with respect. I'm telling you nothing but the truth. I'm not the only one in my house. I realized that the other person always shouted on her, and she's being rude to the person. And I told her not to do that with her. I'm talking to you from experience.
Okay.
Few days ago, I brought a girl from, I think, Benue to work with a woman. Immediately we get to the woman, even before the girl arrived, the woman has started abusing the girl, insulting her. And I told her that, madam, for the fact that she wants to work with you does not mean you will not respect her. She said, no, not like that. Oh, this girl, they are wayward, they are this and that. I said, wait and see her first. When we got to the woman's house, do you know that the woman and the lady could not agree because there was no single respect? Both of them could not agree. Imagine if they force themselves to work together. What do you think will happen? The woman have her own fault. The lady have her own fault as well. This thing is common between the two people. If you treat any human being with respect, Sandra, forget how much you have your level of education on anything, that person will respect you back. But immediately when you see human being, you started underrating her because you think she's from a poor family, she don't have no choice. The person can do otherwise. I'm not making an excuse for anybody, but I'm talking to you from experience.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dan Baba, for calling and sharing that experience with us. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for calling us.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? I guess not. Call us back if you can. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good to have you on the show.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. My name is Grace.
Hi, Grace. Welcome. Go ahead.
Sorry, I want to contribute to the issue of the nanny and the...
Yes, please. Go ahead.
And the madam.
Yes.
Sorry, ma. I was once a nanny in someone's house.
Okay.
It's not because I didn't have things to do. It was when I finished my secondary school. I was waiting for my results, and I decided to go somewhere to work.
Okay.
First and foremost, I sleep very late. I sleep like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and they expect me to wake up by 4 o'clock to start housework.
Okay.
And when the madam's child is not around, they don't want you to sleep. Even when you are done with everything you are doing, they still want. She'll be calling me on the phone to make sure that I'm not sleeping. I have nothing to do, but she will make sure she keeps me awake so that I will not sleep. So, do you want the person to continue like that for 1 month? You are depriving yourself of sleep 1 month, 2 months. Now, what I want to say is, where did the lady get the sleeping medicine from? Where did she get it from? Did she buy the medication by herself? That is one. And if the lady had given the baby overdose of the medication, could it be possible? She should have taken the child to the hospital to find out if the child was given an overdose of the medication, of the paracetamol, right? So the truth is, Auntie Sandra, these people treat nannies or their help as if they are nothing. Like they don't have family, they don't have generation, they don't have anywhere to go. Like they can treat them like somebody that I don't know how to put it. Like they are from nowhere. Like nobody is there to fight for them. They can do whatever they like to these people. So that's the problem. And as the last caller said, if you respect somebody, you will get respect. I work with someone who treated me so well. I don't have the heart of wickedness, too. But I had a boss that said that the house help they employed, that because of the way they treated the lady, when the lady was leaving, she left the children at home and left. She wrote a note that, if not for the way you guys treated me, you guys are so nice to me. If not, you will just come back and you will not find your children again. But because you were so nice and caring to me, I left your children. Good luck to you. Just keep your good works.
Wow.
Yes,
Jesus
she
Christ.
told them, just keep on with your good work. If not, because you've been so good to me, you will come back and you will not meet 4 children, and you will find me, you will not see me again. But because you've been so nice to me, congratulations. She dropped a note and left the children at home.
Good Lord. Honey, thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. All right, let me try and give Bamidele Jala a call. Hopefully the line connects now. If it does connect, we will talk to him on the show. I think he's trying to call into the station while I'm calling him. Bamidele, your line is busy. If you're listening, stop calling Nigeria Info, okay? Because it's saying that your line is busy. So just hold on. We're going to try to call you. I'm calling you with my own private number. We've got more people who are sending us messages via WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. 080-959-75805. We finally have Mr. Jala on the line. Hi, Mr. Jala. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Fantastic. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm trying to reach you.
Yes. So talk to us about what happened with your case.
Okay, so I closed on Tuesday at about 10 minutes past 6 o'clock. My office is in Ilupeju. So we got to that Oshodi going towards Airport Road.
Right.
So we had the bash on my car.
Right.
We came down, and then the door was completely damaged.
Right.
So I asked the driver what happened. Why did he make this kind of mistake? He said that some boys were dragging his steering with him. They apparently work with the task force.
Right.
That was exactly what he told me, because they know them, they see them on a daily.
Right.
That they work with the task force, that they asked him to pay some money. I didn't pay them the money, that they were dragging his steering and all that, and they even pepper sprayed his eyes.
Right.
So I said, okay, then somebody has to be responsible for this damage. So I told him to stay close to me, which he did. So before long, these two task force men now came. Their boys were around there, up to 10, about 10 of them. So then they now, two of them now came down, like, why am I holding on to the driver? I said, apparently you can see the damage they did to my car, and as such, somebody has to be responsible. So the shorter one now said, what right do you have to arrest him? I said, I'm not arresting him. I'm a law-abiding citizen, that I know what is to, what I just wanted, that let's go to the nearest police station, so that he can help me repair, let me make an entry and let me go home. So they then told me that, okay, I should leave him, that they will handle it. So I rested on my car. After I rested, before you know, they sing down to their boys to drive the downfall, the LT bus and the man away. So I pulled over there while they were trying to run away. Like, why you guys? Why if you take away the downfall driver and the downfall man? Who repairs this car? Somebody has to be responsible. Eventually, they maneuvered because they were many. They drove the downfall and the driver away. And I went back to where the task force was standing to say, sir, okay, where are the boys taking this downfall and the bus to? Let me go and meet them there. He gave me a dirty slap.
Oh no.
the tall one gave me a dead one that was wielding the AK-47.
Right.
Gave me a dead slap in my face. He went to my car where I parked when I put over after those guys had left. He shot two tires.
Oh no.
Then so the mob they were joining at us. We're coming closer to him. So he began to spray his gun.
Oh.
That was when one hit my left hand.
Oh no.
There were two of them, yet they have covered their clothes with a Lagos State government task force jacket. I couldn't see name or number. And all of it happened in a split of seconds. So I got his back, but if I see him standing one-on-one, the two of them, I know them very well.
Okay, so what happened next? After you were shot, what happened
God
next?
so kind, I was rushed to a neighbor hospital, Akupa Hospital, where they denied me that they can't treat gunshot wounds. Before it was now later referred to Air Force Hospital, where it was, the wound was treated the day after, which was last week Wednesday, around 3 p.m.
Okay.
And then I've been discharged. I was discharged on Thursday before I granted Punch the interview on Sunday evening.
How are you feeling? How's the gunshot wound healing? Good?
Okay, so the only issue I'm battling right now is that once in a while my BP fluctuates, which I've never had before. So I've never had BP in my life, but since the incident happened, like I went to clean the wound. They had to tell me to stay with them for like about an hour or two to sleep somewhere so that the BP could normalize back. So
okay.
That's what I've had to battle with.
So what's happening next? Because we've heard from Task Force, and Task Force is claiming that there's no way you can prove that it's one of them that did it.
Fortunately for me, my bank are sending somebody to the commissioner's office tomorrow to drop a petition.
Okay.
So afterwards, we'll take it forward from there.
Okay. Mr. Ajala, I'm so sorry that you experienced this. No one should experience it at all. But thank you so much for sharing your story with us live on the show.
Thank you.
All right. Lagos, that's all the time we have for Hard Facts today. But not to worry. We've got, it's not all the time we have for Hard Facts. It's all the time we have for the big three. There's so much more Hard Facts coming your way. Community You Report is up next. When that is done, we'll bring you the big Hard Fact. And on the big Hard Fact, we'll take a look at Nigeria's political landscape, the road to 2023. So much has happened. What is happening there? We'll talk about all of that and so much more at 5 o'clock. You and me, no guests. So make sure you're here when that conversation takes the air. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili on social media. That's where you can find me. Sandra Ezekwesili. Don't go away.
Information at its peak. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm listening.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's